Welcome, one and all. We are live with a new episode of PSVG, the official podcast of PlaySomeVideoGames.com and the flagship show of the PSVG Podcast Network, the only gaming network that, just like Microsoft's Gamepass, for only $10 a month, you too can play all of our old games that no one wants and maybe some new ones that we bought and never actually opened up. It is I, your host this week, as always, or most of the time when Donnie's not intruding on my space, Kevin. But Donnie is here, though. So, Donnie, how we doing?
Greetings, Kooblings. Doing well. Fun day.
Good. Also with us, Mr. Tyler, which I hope you guys are watching on video, because if not, you're missing classic Tyler right now.
Panda-licious, baby. How's it going?
Oh, it's going, sir. And then my surprise that I teased on Twitter the other day, if you were watching, Coach Mo is here.
He is. Oh, wow. I was just checking around the room. I thought, oh my gosh. Hi, Mo.
What up, brother? How's it going, guys?
Not much.
Better than you, I think. Mo's dying right now, so we appreciate him being here and still coming in. We don't know what's going to happen, but, it is what it is.
Worst case scenario, the OT gets a new host. Best case scenario, the OT
gets a new host?
Gets a new host. Crap.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't want to be Luke Longley.
That works. So, all right, let's jump right in, guys. Let's catch everyone up with what we've been playing, what we've been up to. Eeny, meeny, miny. Mo, you go first.
So I've played some Celeste. I've played some Monster Hunter. I've played some Dragon Ball Fighters. I've played a lot of stuff the last couple of days. Got the flu, so my school literally said, Mo, you have to practice. Or we have to have basketball practice. We have to have games. We don't have to have you teach PE. Someone else can do that. So take the day off. Show up at 4. Run practice, go to games, and sleep. So I play a lot of games. But the game that I was the most impressed with, I was just telling you guys earlier, UFC 3 is beyond good right now. I was so impressed graphically. It's just a huge step up from 2. And I have no problem saying this. As of right now, it is my 2018 game of the year, UFC 3. So that's been about it, playing games and living life.
Now, it's only the 27th of January. Are you sure you want to lay that claim right here and now?
I do. I feel confident in it that nothing in the next month will come and take the steam and the joy away from UFC 3. Stuff will come. I'm just saying, as of right now, it is my favorite game of 2018. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, sure.
All right, Tyler, since you're already talking, man, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing a little bit of RuneScape. Shocker. Getting my daily fever. I know, right? Oh my.
Ooh.
But I guess the new things I've been putting my hands on are I reinstalled Yakuza 0. Decided to give that another handshake because I got halfway into the game and I got really burnt out. So I finally gave that a shake. That was a good experience. Most importantly is I'm trying a certain Sonic the Hedgehog game for the Sega Genesis.
Why would you be playing that?
I know, it's terrible. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's a lot shorter than I realized. A whole lot shorter. I didn't realize that Sonic was only 2 hours long, unless you goof up.
Well, yeah. You could die a lot and make it a lot worse than that.
That's true. I do. The water level's terrible.
The water levels are always terrible. How have you not learned that?
I had dreams and aspirations like the Mario underwater levels, they're kind of meh, but Sonic, I was like, oh, Sonic's, he goes fast, he has fun. All of a sudden I hear dun 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 dun, and it just goes faster and faster, and then I died. But anyways,
you know what's funny is hedgehogs float. I don't know if you know that.
Do they?
So how do
you know this?
Aren't they like otters, but with spikes?
Well, no, but kind of. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But if you put
out, is it no or kind of? Which one is it? Well,
I mean, it's not really like an otter. I mean, an otter's an otter. So, and a hedgehog is a lot smaller and spiky, and they actually don't run fast. And contrary to popular belief, they don't like chili dogs either. I tried that too. But yeah, they float on their backs. It's kind of cute. So they do float like an otter, if that's what you mean, Mo.
Okay.
Boom.
But yeah, so. In Mo's definition, sure, they're the same thing as otters, pretty much. They just have gel in their hair.
Do they collect jewelry? Like rings and gems and stuff?
Gems. Well, yeah, only the pimp ones. So, they hang out in the streets at night. girl better have his money. That's all I can say. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, so Mo, you wanted to jump in. You had something on Yakuza you wanted to bring up?
Okay. So anybody who listens to this, if you buy Yakuza, you have to manually save that game. So Dan
really?
Anthony, really good friend of the show, loves PSVG. He's a great guy. He recommended it, and a friend of his recommended it. And I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. And I sat down and put like a 4 or 5 hour session. I was like, man, that was good. And I come back and I try to play it again, and I have to start all over. Because if you don't go into like these actual phone booths and manually save the game, which it never directs you to do,
oh God,
you'd never save your progress. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna walk away. I have jumped back in now, knowing that I have to save the game so often. But just a quick tad bit for Yakuza 0 is the one that does that. So just a heads up.
Okay,
that's yeah. All right, you play anything else, Tyler, or?
Nah, I mean, talk about little stuff here and there, but honestly, it's nothing worth chatting about.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm continuing my quest to try and wrap up games this year for once, you know. So I did play and finish Firewatch. Not a bad game. Overall, I liked it. And I do like the walking simulator story type things. My only gripes, and I talked about this a little bit on Early Morning Gamer, was it felt like the whole game was building up to something. And I mean, the voice acting's great and the characters are great. And then what that actual something was such a letdown that it almost made me feel like, man, I was really legitimately upset about the ending of that game. I just wish it was something more grandiose because it was so well produced that I was expecting more from it, but it is what it is. Playing Batman Episode 4, the Telltale series, the new one, The Enemy Within. Nathan and I will get to that later, so I'm not going to talk about it now other than that I am playing it. So
is it good?
Somebody else has already beaten that chapter, but I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I'm getting to the story. Really good story. The story in this one is really well written once you get past like the first 2 episodes. 3 and 4 are both really good so far. On the Switch side of things, I am playing trying to wrap up Blossom Tale. I'm like 75% through with it, so just kind of forgot about the game, put it down and stopped playing it, but you know.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah, it was such a good start, and I'm like, oh, this game is cool. It does remind me of like Link to the Past, and I was enjoying it. And then I kind of like, I don't know, like the story doesn't hook you or anything like that. It's a great game. It plays, it functions well, but the story doesn't do anything to really keep me wanting to engage and get through it and see what happens. But the big news, I finally pulled the trigger, and I don't think this really appeals to Donnie or you, Tyler, but I know Coach Mo has at least played a little bit. Guys, I'm all in on Overwatch now.
Yay! I support. I have an entire wall dedicated to Overwatch. I support your choices,
dude. It's good. I like it. So it's a great shooter, and I mean, for those of you who are not familiar with Overwatch, it's probably a small minority, but it's 6 versus 6 match, and they have different ways you can have the matches. But the biggest thing about this one is it doesn't matter if you're really good with one character, because that will not benefit you long term. Depending on what the other team has or what your team has, you may need to switch characters mid-match because every single character has specific strengths and major weaknesses. So it doesn't matter what character you are, you can get destroyed by people at any time. There's no invincible character you can run with. So there's a lot of thinking on the fly. And I mean, it's super fast too. So you got to really just move and constantly grind and just try to figure out what you do. So I'm early on. I'm only kind of good with a couple characters so far, but man, I love it. So I can't wait to see it.
Who's your main? I gotta know.
I don't have one because I'm still figuring out. But right now, I'm good with Soldier 76 or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, 76. Good all around character.
Sombra, I like Sombra.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone hates him, but I don't care. I kind of like him depending on the stage. Bastion so far. Those are the big 3 that I'm the best with so far.
I'm just surprised. I was waiting for you to say I'm a Hanzo solo main.
No.
If you're a Bastion main, Kev, our friendship changes.
I know. Everyone says that, but I mean, I'm just good with him. And depending on the type of match, I can do it. So
literally everyone can be good with Bastion. Like that's the thing.
Oh yeah.
So okay.
No, but I feel you. But that's it for me. So Donnie's been unusually quiet. So let's get him involved now. Go ahead, Donnie.
Hey guys.
Hey, you're here. You're still here.
I'm not quiet. I'm talking to Brittany and Hilly and all these other people that Tyler apparently staged in our audience this evening.
What?
He was like a fan club. He was like, "Did you pay these people?"
I staged no one, mister. These people are.
I feel like he's got like a. He's got like a 25 cents for every comment you put with my name in the chat like thing going on over here.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Check's in the mail.
And there you go. Hey guys, no, it's I was just chatting with them, having fun. Man, what have you been playing? I have inadvertently been playing a lot of things. I feel like I started like writing down this list, and I just have a ton of games that I can kind of talk about. It depends on, I guess, really, if anybody wants me to hear me. Sorry, so I played and beat Resident Evil 7. All right, so Kevin, go ahead and yell at me.
Nice, good job. I'm proud of you.
Wait, but no, Tyler,
I didn't finish the DLC. I started the Redfield DLC, and I was like, I'm kind of done with this now, and I want to move on. So I moved on.
It's okay.
And then he got rid of it. So I didn't have that story.
That's right.
That makes it feel better. This is my second copy of Resident Evil 7 I have.
Yeah, that does make me feel better. I'm not doing that. But I beat the game. The running joke on our Game of the Year thing was that I had like 8 number 6s in my top 5. I gotta say, Kevin, I enjoyed the game. I liked it. It wouldn't have cracked my top 5. I didn't like it that much. Visually, man, I really had a problem with it. Like, it was real blurry. Really? Yeah. I really thought it was going to be like, I thought it could have been better in a lot of ways, like especially their outside areas. Whenever you weren't in a hallway. I mean, it's not awful to look at, but just like comparably to the other things that I had been playing, it kind of, by contrasting it kind of made it look not so good. And then also the boss fights.
They were great. I don't know what you don't like about them, but okay.
Oh, really? I just kind of, I was like, all right, I'm ready to, like, I enjoyed the fun. I enjoyed the scares, the jump scares. I enjoyed the running around the house. I played the entire time with the Astros. Like you said, I played the entire time with headphones, and you're not lying. The sound design in that game is superb. That's next.
Oh yeah.
Like it really makes the game. It's great. Brittany, I am cold. I'm in my basement. It's like 30 degrees over here. It's pretty cold.
Yeah. You're in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's weird. We like somebody. Then our lead meteorologist told me we got more snow this year than some other major northern city that like makes no sense, like either Detroit or Chicago or something.
Really?
Like wow. Yeah, they're keeping track of those things over here. But anyway, yeah. So I enjoyed Resident Evil 7, but once I kind of got through with it, like I wanted to move on. I've been playing Sea of Thieves with the group and the community. Tried playing by myself when the servers are up. We're doing that. Sea of Thieves looks a lot better. Like it looks a lot better since the last time you and I played. It's been visually updated. It looks great.
So I've been lucky enough to get to play almost every Wednesday for the last however long I've been in that thing. I don't know if I'm allowed to say yet. And they've progressively made it better. And playing by yourself is the only way I want to play it now. Wow. I love going after and killing an entire other ship.
I'm sure we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about
nothing better.
A little bit. I beat The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Nice. There was a couple of games that I wanted to play, so I played that one. I beat it. Is good. Not my favorite walking sim. Not like not Edith Finch good in my opinion, but real good. I mean, worth playing. All right, Coach. Let's have a heart to heart here. I stopped, and I'm pretty sure I've given up on Tacoma. I made it to the medical lab.
Okay.
And I liked Gone Home. I wasn't like over the world with Gone Home, but when comparing it to Gone Home, like this game is really slow. It's a lot of like stop and read a lot of text, and I was just like,
wait,
play something else.
It's slower than Gone Home. How is it?
It's so much slower than Gone Home.
Oh my god.
So part of the reason I loved Tacoma was the story and the way it unfolds and the way you find out the information. I enjoyed it more than Gone Home. And the reason why was the only reason I played Gone Home, and I only played it because someone said, hey, I can't get this achievement. Will you do it for me? And it was one of my kids. And I said, okay.
Can you come play games for me?
They brought the Xbox to school. They showed me the path I had to take, and it was about doing the speed run where you have to beat the game in less than a minute. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So it took me like 4 tries, but I got that achievement for him. And then when I bought it, I did it on the first try, and I got the achievement. Everyone back to the game.
Wow.
Nice.
The things I love about Tacoma, though, is when you're watching those videos and you're moving around in those pause scenes, like there's some emotional stuff in there.
There is. That
like is so good. And it was that writing that got me hooked. And so if you're not like in the mood for something of that pace, this is the wrong time to play it. You know what I mean?
I didn't delete it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those things where I've been playing so many things, and I'll keep going, but I've been playing so many things, I felt like maybe that was it. Like I'm just not in the mood to sit here and read this right now.
this is a terrible analogy for relationships, but did you just essentially just put this game on pause?
Yes. That's wow.
We were on a timeout.
But Mo, to back up your statement, I really do love the way they present information in this game is next level stuff. Yeah. Like the whole sci-fi-ness is great. Like they're on to something with that game design. I gotta say though, if they had voice acting, like instead of all the emails and all the messages and all that, like if they had more conversations to watch and more things to interact with and less of that, I would have been way more into it.
I can't remember if it was something I did or if it was something that one of my students did, but we collaborated on Tacoma over the summer working on something. And if I can find it, he did it for a project where we added some stuff to it, like explaining some pieces. If I can get my hands on that, I'll shoot it over to you as a quick little MP3 or whatever. I don't know if that's what they're called anymore. He does all that crap.
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like that a lot.
But what we did is we kind of helped fast forward some stuff because the ending of that game is so amazing. Like I just want, I wish you got to that part because that was the thing that floored me was the ending. So
okay. Well, I said I didn't delete it yet. I still got it. I beat the campaign for Titanfall 2.
So that means you spent 30 minutes playing a game?
No. So what I wanted to say is that I really like the game. It's a bit repetitive, like with the environments. There's a whole lot of like running around pipes and stuff underground, but playing that shooter might be one of my like most favorite playing shooters that I've played. Like the running around, jumping, the wall running, like that stuff is tight and it is fun. I was not expecting that. It's really good. I'm playing a game on Switch called the Tachyon Project. For anybody that listened to the Shack this week, I kind of mentioned it. It is a Geometry Wars clone, like to a T, Xbox 360 geometry. It looks and plays just like it. A lot of the same enemies and everything. I streamed it over on the YouTube. It's only $10. It's kind of fun. It's not as good as Geometry Wars, but it's better than Geometry Wars 3, I would think, because I wasn't a big fan of that. But I did enjoy it. I did beat Oceanhorn, Kevin. Jumping back to your FDG entertainment, Blossom Tales. I did beat Oceanhorn finally. I started that game on Steam like the day it hit Steam, like a year before it came to consoles, and I gave up on it. I did the same on PlayStation 4 and gave up on it. I finally beat it. I did bite my tongue on it a bit on the Shack. It's not the Wind Waker clone ripoff. No, it's really not even close. I played Gear Club Unlimited on Switch. It's not good. Like we'll just move past that. I am playing NBA 2K18 on Switch. Like I said in the show, our Game of the Year stuff, like I wanted to sit down and get back into it. I've been playing a bunch of that, and it's been a lot of fun. And then, like I said, I jumped back into Persona 5. I've been playing Persona 5. I brought my PlayStation over to my desk here in my office, my little stream table, and I hooked it up to my monitor so I can play it while I watch TV. And that's been helping me. I can kind of have something on. My wife and I can watch shows. I wanted to ask you guys if you guys, the married ones here, we're all married, right? Tyler, you're not married, but I'm married. Engaged. You're basically married.
I'm almost married.
Common law marriage.
There you go. Common law marriage.
I'm close enough.
I think I've been pissing my wife off with how many games I've been playing because it's like a constant. Can we watch a show? Can we watch a movie? And I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. I'm playing all these games. I keep wanting to play them. And today I was like, all right, I need to turn the game off and do what she wants to do for a little bit because I could tell it was starting to bother her.
Yeah, that's a solid plan, Donnie. I'm going to ignore my wife for a week and play games, and I'm going to travel to Minnesota, by the way. So
I get tired of, I don't know how you guys, I get tired sometimes of like watching TV. I get tired of doing anything, like any one thing for more than, like for too long. I want to do something else. And my wife, I'm sorry, Mo.
I was just saying, I've never been a TV fan. Like, I can't do more than like an episode. And so, but no, I've never had that problem with my wife. My wife's a baller when it comes to games.
Nice. So, lucky you. My wife
been good.
Loves to watch TV. I make fun of her all the time. She will sit there. She will sit still for 6 hours if you let her. Like, I'm like, stop. Like, do something. Move. Like, let's go somewhere.
Thin ice here.
I'm just saying, man, she loves to do it, and I just sometimes I can't. And then last night we played Halo 5. I did my first level in the campaign, and then we were playing Sea of Thieves. Q jumped in, Wolves on top. He'll know what that means. And we played, I don't know what we played. We played Warzone or something. I don't know. They were doing all the menu stuff selection. Although I won't tell you, Mo, I got third. I got third in a match in one of the waves.
Proud of you. That's good sauce, man.
That's it, man. That's my report, Kevin. I've been
getting a lot of chicken dinners on PUBG, only in solo though.
My son loves that game. My son loves PUBG.
Like
watching or playing? Game. That and Zoo Tycoon.
Oh, Zoo Tycoon's awesome. I don't know why people slept on that game.
It's so much better with a controller.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why people
way better.
That's why people slept on it.
But I think since it came out on the Xbox One, you've always been able to play with a controller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've always been able to. That's why I never understood. I'm like, I've never played that game with a Kinect.
I thought they made a point to mention that they redid it for controls.
They redid it to make it pretty or whatever, but that's the only thing is they added a couple updates. But I've always been able to play that with my controller.
Well, now that he's finally tried it, because he always tried it with a Kinect and like moving his hands around and stuff. And it didn't work.
No.
He's been glued to that and PUBG for 2 weeks.
Those are good games.
Wow.
Smart kid. Smart kid.
That's it.
All right. Well, then you've heard more than enough from us, everybody. It's time to see what you guys sent us. We will go ahead and check the messages. Our first question comes in from Joe. Joe reports to us that Overwatch reported higher ratings than Thursday Night Football on streaming services. Is this the beginning of mainstream gaming events on TV? Tyler, take it away, sir.
Of course, I make that face and then you pick me. I would say no, but that's because recently there was a returning streamer known as Tyler1, if you ever heard of him. Notorious for the very wrong reasons, probably like to the level of PewDiePie. And, coming back, he got 600,000 viewers on Twitch. It was crazy. And, just because they get a good, huge run in the beginning doesn't mean it's going to be taken over because, things die out over time. Now, if they keep interesting, maybe. But let's be honest here. Can Overwatch sustain, continual attention? Possibly. I mean, it's Blizzard. Activision has, the power and the funds to do it. But, I mean, I've lost interest in it, 3 hours in. I don't know how it's going to be like for everybody.
Fair enough. Donnie.
I've lost interest in it already. Just hearing, I haven't watched it yet, but just hearing you guys talk about it, I'm like, I don't care. So, no.
Wow. Okay. All right then.
Wow.
So over the last year, I found myself watching more and more of these types of events, whether it's like Counter-Strike, Go on there, or what was the other one I was watching? PUBG and stuff like that. Like watching all these online Twitch streamers and these competition shows, the esports stuff. The Overwatch one I think is the best one they've done so far. So whether or not is it the beginning of mainstream gaming events? Yes, I think it is, because I think the most amount of people are watching this specific event over some of the others. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be, hey, Monday night gaming and it's going to replace Monday Night Football. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think that the Overwatch League was probably the perfect event to start this type of process and, giving it a good go, and giving it a test result. I think this was the game that was best suited to do so, at least for right now. But once I'm with you guys and thinking it's not going to be a long-term thing, I don't think. But I do think this is the first of many televised gaming events we're going to see where people are actually reacting and watching it. So,
I just don't like
Go ahead, Donnie.
Whoa, jeez.
I don't like watching people play video games unless it's like unless I'm like a fact-finding mission. I don't just to watch them for entertainment value. Like if I'm watching somebody play a game, it's because I want to check out the game. I want to hear about their particular opinion on the game. Like I don't want to just watch them play the game. I always feel like that's a waste of my time. It's kind of like watching TV. It's like I could just play the game. Why am I watching them play the game? I can just play the game myself. What am I missing?
I was going to say
go ahead. Nope, you go.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, just today, I was watching the LCS, the League Championship Series, which is League of Legends based, in North America region. And I play League of Legends. I also know that I'm only like a quarter, if not much less, as good as those guys. They have totally shown me that they are better than me. So to see the champions of a game go against each other for money, it's worth seeing something. And they do that for League of Legends, they do that for Dota, they do that for Overwatch, they do that for plenty of games that is very competitive. So I can see why they have highlights, but I'm not flip-flopping my position. I don't think that it deserves the peaks it does. But that's all. What about you, Kevin? What are you going to say?
All right. So what I was gonna say is, so based on what Donnie had said, what's the difference between Donnie than watching sports? That's like saying, it's kind of the same thing where you said, well, I could just go out and do it myself. Okay, so instead of watching football, I'll just go outside and play football.
Sure, that is true.
I guess. I mean, if you're gonna paint with that broad of a stroke, sure.
Well, it's Overwatch.
I don't think it's the same because I'm watching the players move on the field, not a guy stand there with a controller. I don't know, and maybe that sounds reductive, but I mean, that's just how I look at it. I was an athlete, and I find, I guess some joy in watching other athletes at the highest level. And maybe that's what people think about video games, but I don't. I'm just not impressed. I mean, I get that people all right. So would you watch the Pokemon card tournament?
Yes.
Because I love Pokemon. I don't watch them play cards. I'm not going to watch them play Pokemon. Really?
I'm not going to lie.
It's just not into me, I guess. I just don't find it entertaining.
I do it simply because I want to either mimic or glean some kind of experience I wouldn't have gotten otherwise through personal playing.
So I would admit that I have looked up things. I have sought out hey, let me go find an awesome deck or an awesome strategy and see if I can deploy it. But I'm not going to tune in live on Monday nights to do that, right? That's just something I do on YouTube in a couple minutes. I'm not going to sit there and watch an hour of them doing it to try and do that. There's kind of a difference.
True. In football, you're not sitting there, I'm going to see how well I can do a nice throw to the side.
Right. Yeah. It's different. I'm more invested, I guess, in the outcome. Yeah. If it's a sporting event, I'm trying to see if my Browns can win a game.
I was about to say, hold on, Donnie. Donnie's more invested in the event. Why? They're just going to lose again. What are you tuning in for?
But when it comes to the video game things, I don't know who's playing, nor do I care. I don't care at all.
But see, so you say you don't know who's playing, but that's because you don't follow it yet. You wouldn't know who plays for the Browns if you don't follow it. I couldn't name a single Browns player because I don't follow them. So what's the difference there?
I know I basically know everybody that plays in all the football teams, but I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
I tip my fedora to you.
Yeah, I get it. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah. All right. So Coach Mo didn't say anything about this. So Mo, what's your thoughts?
Mine is it's dependent on a lot of variables. The thing that Overwatch did so well that other people didn't do is look at these team names. All right. that's where they hit gold with this decision was naming it after a city, because now an entire city, I loved hearing some of these other podcasts, they're fans of, I'm fans of London or I'm fans of Dallas. And I'm like, smart. Do you? That's good stuff. Very well intrigued. The NFL is going to get caught by the NBA in probably 5 years. And the NFL is not going to be the juggernaut it was. The XFL can smell blood. That's why they're coming back now.
Yeah,
because there's blood in the water. Let's take down this business and get a piece of the pie for ourselves. These guys, if they do it right, if they set it up properly, they can get a piece of the pie because they can be entertaining and do it the right way. But if they misstep, if they have some kind of blunder, they're going to lose all this hype. And that's the thing. I'm like, can they be perfect? Can they do what the NBA's done for the last probably 3 seasons, is have these great venues and these great teams play basketball? We'll see. And that's what I'm hoping. If Overwatch can continue this trend, then they've got a chance. But they have to continue to be real smart on who the owners are. What do you name the teams? When you make it home base, oh man, that's a big deal, folks. That's the reason I'm a Chicago Bears fan. Okay, it's where we grew up. I remember going to Portillo's, getting some food, going home, watching the game on the TV, or if we were lucky enough, going to Soldier Field and cheering our butts off. Okay, I've been singing Bear Down most of my life. That's that connection that I've got. Now you come and tell me that there's a Dallas team and a Houston team from Texas. I've tuned into both Overwatches or the matches to watch those guys play because they're local. They're right up the road.
Yep.
So that's my 2 cents on it.
Fair enough. All right, so let's move on. Next question, we actually have a 2-parter from Luke Lore, aka on Twitter, MLS Reserves. First one, I'm curious how Game Pass influences your perceptions of Xbox and its competitors. EA Access and Game Pass gives you over 200 games for $150 a year. Let's start with Donnie.
I love Game Pass. This is the best announcement that video games have had since the Switch came out and since this new gen of consoles. I'm so excited about Games Pass. I would not have bought Sea of Thieves at all. Based on our first beta test with Mo, and we had like an expert showing us what to do, I was like, I'm not going to buy this game. How could I buy this game? Like, it's so dependent on your friends. It's like I'm sailing. Like, I was making a joke last night. I was like, I've been sitting here for an hour playing, and basically, if you were watching me play it, you're just watching me look at the back of a sail because I'm steering the ship. Like, there's nothing going on. I'm just spinning this wheel. But because my friends have the game, and because I'm only getting it for the $10 a month pass, I'm totally able to jump into it now when I never would have. I have heard Kevin's salty statements on the program, and I saw his salty comments in the Discord. And I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong or incorrect or demean your opinion. There are some things that are going to change. I would admit that this service is disruptive, and folks that like doing it the old way are not going to like it. However, video games are so late to this party, it's an inevitable change. It has to happen. Music's gone this way. Movies are going this way. Like, all of media is going this way. Like, it will eventually happen. So if you're looking at it like it is an inevitability, I'm glad that they stepped out, because this is what they need to rejuvenate their product and make themselves sell again. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm going to get to play Fable, and I'm going to play Gears and the next Forza. And you guys saw the clarification where they're going to leave these first-party games in there and rotate other games in. I could just imagine as that subscriber count rises and the money rises, they're going to be able to go out and go, hey, you want to make Call of Duty Games Pass eligible for a month? You know, here's, I don't know how much it costs, $15,000 and whatever, like that, those types of deals are. I love it. I also love that, like, 13-year-old Donnie, had he bought his Xbox, like if that was me then, I totally would have been able to just pay $10 to play that game I had to play instead of trading all my stuff in so I could afford it. I could have just $10 and played Halo 5 for a month and then turned it off if that's all I had was $10. So I like that they're doing like this WWE Network subscription model, because that's what it is. I mean, people are calling it Netflix, but I think it's exactly the WWE Network. You get WWE for $10 a month. There are so many millions of people that just pay $10 during WrestleMania. They just pay for WrestleMania, they pay for the show, and then they turn it off. They never watch it again. But then there's a lot of people every year. The numbers have proven this. Every year, there's a segment of those people that stay because they come in for the show and they go, you know what? This isn't so bad. Maybe I watched some stuff from 10 years ago. Maybe I watched the thing next week. Maybe I watched the thing next month. And year over year, the WWE Network continues to grow. And I think Xbox can do the same. I do think it's interesting. I'm most interested in wanting to know, like, what this does for console wars. Because in like 2 years, we're not going to be able to go, well, Halo 5 or Halo 6 sold X amount of copies. Because we're not going to know. It's going to sell like 20,000 copies because millions of people have Game Pass. I love it. It's fantastic. Sure. I'm so behind this service.
All right, Tyler, you're up next. Your thoughts.
I don't own an Xbox.
You own a PC? Totally works for you too.
That's true. It does.
I have no meaningful input on this matter. I think Donnie summarized it pretty well, so I'm going to de facto to him.
All right, so we'll go to the real authority here. Coach, what say you?
So I've had Game Pass since day one. I've had EA Access since day one, and I love them. They're so... I've played so many games I never played in the 360 that were on the backwards compatibility. I've played independent games I never would have played, and I've been able to... Right now I'm sitting on like a couple $100 of trade credit because whenever a game goes on the Game Pass, I go trade it in because now I have it. And that's added money to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's added money back to my wallet. And now instead of me holding on to this game, oh, I haven't gotten to beat it yet. Now, nope, it's on this list. I got it. So I did that with what was the one that it just got taken off? The Metal Gear game.
Yep, Metal Gear.
That went on Game Pass. So the reason I played it, I'd owned the game, played the intro, was like, why is this whale on fire? No, thank you. This is crazy. I'm not interested.
I totally downloaded Brothers and iDarb just because it's there. I was like, I'm just going to grab these.
And now with the new, I don't know if, Donnie, you have the new updates, but with the new updates, it literally shows you on where you would download games. It shows you, hey, there are 180 titles in Game Pass. Here are the ones you haven't downloaded.
Did you add it to your home screen too?
Yep.
And like shuffles through? Oh, it's so good. It's really so good.
The only thing that I want to see from Game Pass, though, is I want a definite answer of Sea of Thieves is going to be there for the rest of Game Pass.
Right.
Because the thing is, that's a game for me that I'm all in, guys. I've played more hours of Sea of Thieves than I have Madden. Okay. And I love that game. I'm a huge fan. And so I'm got it pre-ordered. My pre-order is going to sit there at GameStop. And if they go, hey, in 3 months, we're going to cancel it. Cool. In 3 months, I will be going and buying a physical copy. And I don't care that's still 3 months of me playing for a fraction of that. What would that be? 7 cents. If you divide $10 by 180 games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for 10 cents, I get access to this game for 3 months. Okay, let's go. Call it a day. So I love it. I'm very excited.
Like what they're doing is they're setting that game up for so much more success than in my opinion, than it would have ever had if they kept going the path that they were before that announcement. Sea of Thieves needs people playing it. I'm never going to play it for 400 hours like Mo. I know that. But if Mo ever needs a fourth, and I'm just sitting there and I happen to have Game Pass, sure, I'll jump in Friday night, drink some rum and pirate around and steer us into an island, because apparently that's what I do. Like, I'm not very good, but like I will totally jump in just because it's there and I have it. There's a lot of people I would imagine that are going to be very similar, and that's what that game needs. Like, Sea of Thieves is only going to be as good as the people you're playing with it. I'm for certain. Like, the game itself is pretty rudimentary, but what makes or breaks it is the people you're playing with. If you're having good friends, good fun, it's an amazing game.
Fair enough.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It sounds like it's totally worth it. So, I can't really shoot it down.
It's $10. There's so many things, like Netflix costs more than that now. Like, there's so many things that cost more than $10. Such a sweet deal.
All right, so Luke's other question, so we can move along here, is what would you like to see in a new DC Comics game? Do you want something Arkham-esque or something entirely new?
I'm out.
I was gonna say we'll save the guys who actually know this kind of stuff first. But Donnie hates superheroes and superhero games and all thing nerd related because, in his words, only 8% of the world reads comic books. So yes, I'm bringing that back up again. All right, so Donnie has no comment. Tyler, any comment?
I'm gonna pass the ball real quick. Oh gosh, Mo, catch the ball.
All right, so I would like to see a Harley Quinn hero story. From the point of, let's say, so Batman dies, Joker kills him. I'm throwing this out there. Harley then takes over the mantle to be the new Harley-esque Cape Crusader of Gotham, and you give me that beautiful Gotham map they've had for the last 3 games. We won't talk about the Blackgate one; that was a mistake. But the other 3, really great open world, really great level design. But now you give me Harley, who is a budding hero, and maybe you're going to make some bad choices along the way. Maybe, she pulls out the sledgehammer and hits a guy to get information and he dies. She's like, oh, wait, can't do that anymore. And you've got, what's Bruce Wayne's dude? Alfred. Alfred's like, Mrs. Quinn, we can't do that. I would be dying. I would be dying. Like, I think that'd be such a great setup, but I think that would be a great DC move to use a character that is literally like beloved. Like, a lot of people are Harley Quinn fans.
Yep.
And it's not one of those normal ones. I don't want a Flash game. Please never make a Superman game. Let's just get rid of Superman, period.
Yes.
Let's just Clark Kent, you can go somewhere else. We don't need you. We didn't even need you in Justice League. You were a waste of time. Okay. I'm sorry. You made the movie not bad, but whatever. And so I would love just a nice Harley Quinn game in that Gotham world. Bring back Rocksteady.
Fair enough. I love what Rocksteady's done, but I'm going to one-up you here, Coach. Okay, you said you don't want a Flash game. Okay, I'll go through there. What I want is a CW DC Universe game, a team-up. So you got Arrow, you get Flash, you get the Legends, you get Supergirl, because she's way better than Superman anyway. You can even throw Black Lightning in there right now. I want the real voices. I want those characters, and it could be like a Batman-esque game, like play the same way. But as you rotate through the story, you may take over different characters, changing the dynamic of how that game plays. So, for the Flash, obviously, he's got an entirely different moveset than, let's say, Green Arrow does, or, the Atom does, or something like that. Like, I would want to see that big mashup because, unfortunately, Injustice hasn't given us that. I was hoping that we get a CW character pack with the voices and stuff like that, do it right. We know DC has ruined the movies, so they ruined the Flash anyway. So, go back and do it right and give me that kind of game, and I would be ecstatic for it.
At least you got turtles.
Not yet. We don't.
Too. Oh,
they haven't come yet. We're still waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's next month or the month after. I forget.
I couldn't tell you.
But they're coming. Yeah. So I mean that is cool. But I was really hoping for the CW stuff because CW does DC better than what DC does. So just let them do it. Give it to them. Let it run with it. Be great. But that's it for me. All right. So the last question we got in the messages this week comes from Shiplig or Dopalicious on Twitter if you're following there.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna throw this one to Mo first. Mo, how about cupcakes?
Like to eat?
Just how about cupcakes is all he said.
No, the smear them on your chest.
Hang on. I have a question for Mo. Or what other option?
Well, I didn't know if it was
like
like
to eat or what?
Maybe there
be
was
a
like
Splatfest?
a toy that was a cupcake toy or an old game. I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Old game cupcakes on the NES? What?
You have Cuphead?
I don't know.
Cuphead, cupcakes? You know.
That's why I was like, are we just talking about cupcakes, the food?
The little known sequel to Barbie's Island Adventure, the Cupcake Edition.
That's all I was trying to figure out. I was getting a little more information. Donnie's over here getting, what else would you mean?
What other information? Cupcake.
When I
hear
My
Little
Little
Pony
Pony
character,
I just wanted to know,
Cupcake.
like, are we talking about the food? To answer if we're talking about the food.
Hold on, Coach, before you go. So,
Okay.
see, you haven't been on PSVG for a while. You forget how Donnie is. So
I
you
love
should have
Donnie
known that was
pieces.
coming.
No way. Donnie, if it wasn't for Donnie's messages in Discord, I don't know if I could get through my morning deuces at school. Like, I just love reading it and talking to my dude and seeing what he's doing.
Therefore,
He brings joy to my life. Like, I love that.
Now, Donnie, you have that picture in your head whenever Mo messages you.
Hey.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm only on Discord during certain times, guys.
Sometimes he's my friend, man.
Yeah. So for the food, no from the store, no made at home. I prefer pie if we're talking dessert. But there's a cupcake place in Orlando, Florida called Sweets by Miss Holly. She won some Cupcake Wars TV show. My wife loves her to pieces. They make a German chocolate cupcake there that is perfect. It is the most delectable, delicious, bite-sized thing in the world. And it's the only reason I want to move back to Orlando half the time is because I missed that little shop.
I feel like that's the second time that this shop has made an appearance from Mo. Like I've heard him talk about this before.
It is it's the only reason we look at jobs.
The only reason we go to Orlando.
Disney World was fine. It was great, I guess. But man, do I miss Sweets by Miss Holly. Miss Holly, if you ever want to send me a dozen, I'll take those German chocolate ones in a second, babe.
And he'll take two and smear them on his chest, as Tyler recommended. So, video.
That's a waste of German chocolate. Heck no, I'm eating those bad boys.
I mean, there's nothing against you eating them afterwards. Come on.
That's true. You can still eat them.
Flavor to savor.
I'm just gonna say no and walk away.
All right. So for me, cupcakes. I was never a big fan until a couple years ago. So I actually went to it was like a pop-up competition, and it was like a Cupcake Wars type thing, Coach, where you went, you paid like $20, you go in, and it's in like this warehouse type thing. And there were, I think, it was less than that. It was probably about 25, 30 different cupcake people, chefs, bakers, artists, I don't know what you want to call them. And they all brought at least 3, if not more, different types of cupcakes. And you got to go around, you sampled as many as you wanted for this price. And then at the end, you had to vote ballots for like the best cupcakes. And I tried some crazy cupcakes that were awesome. So for generic, like, you walk into Stop and Shop or any local supermarket, you pick up those cupcakes in the bakery. No, garbage. Homemade, they might be good. They're better than that, but no. Gourmet cupcakes where it's at. I got no problem saying that. So I will take them. So I'm with you, Coach Mo. If they're done right, yes. But most of the time they're not that way. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Donnie, your thoughts on cupcakes?
Pie is better than cake. Cupcakes are absolutely fine because they take up less dishes and silverware and all that than actual cake itself. My daughter's birthday party is today. They're upstairs actually running around right now. We totally just had cupcakes. So that's fantastic. I want to clarify the reason that I gave Mo the what's for on the cupcake statement is Mo hangs with the kids. He's closer to the slang and what's going on. I was wanting to inquire if he had an alternative meaning for cupcakes. Like when he was like,
Like a street name?
the food, I was like, is there like a drug called like what am I missing here? What else would it mean? I don't know. I need to know, Mo.
To
What were
my
you
knowledge,
thinking in
there
your
was
head?
no drug reference for cupcakes going
Okay,
on.
Like,
I didn't
it's
know
a
where
cake,
he was
right?
going with that. He's like,
That's all. I was just trying to make sure, like, we're talking about the food. I was like, maybe it was some brand new Switch title for $60. Cupcake builder.
Cupcakes.
It has
Cupcake
one level.
That's the new Lavo thing. You make cupcakes and then you put it on your Switch.
Cupcake Lavo. We give you this cardboard box to display your cupcakes. It's $70. You buy the batter.
Bring your own batter.
Oh, let's not go down that dark road. Tyler, cupcakes to eat, and actual cupcakes, not anything else.
Cupcakes are disgusting. I won't touch them.
Not even with the 10.5-foot pole.
Yes, no, I really don't care for cupcakes. Like, I'm a kind of guy that doesn't respect potato chips because they might have flavor, but they're just not fulfilling. So if I want a cake, I want a big heaping slice of the stuff, not this little mini me, taste. I'm a big guy with big tastes.
Fair enough. All right. So that wraps up the messages for this week, everybody. Remember, you can always tweet at us at PSVG or send in those questions to podcast@playsomvideogames.com. So now, gentlemen, it's time to discuss the news of the week. First one. This kind of broke over this past week. BioWare doubles down on Anthem as pressure mounts. So over the past few months, BioWare has essentially transformed into a single game studio as it put all of its designers and team members and sound engineers and everybody working on Anthem only. So there are still very, very small teams working on Star Wars The Old Republic, which boggles my mind, and a couple teams piecing together the next Dragon Age game, which has recently been announced to be rebooted and kind of taken a different approach. But Anthem, which was initially announced at E3 2017, is now scheduled to release in early 2019. According to a couple people familiar with the project, they have not made that official announcement yet, but that's the rumors we're hearing. They're saying that the fall 2018 window that was mentioned during E3 was never realistic in the first place, to which I think everybody here on staff at PSVG goes, duh. We never thought, I really never thought this game was coming out in 2018 based on how ambitious they were talking about it. But anyway, they have Anthem's developers also have to plan for a beta release. EA Access has to launch on there, obviously, and ongoing patches and updates and stuff like that. This concerns me for a couple reasons, and I want your guys' thoughts on here.
Sure.
We already knew it really shouldn't come out in 2018 anyway. So now we're looking at, they announced this game 2017. They showed a trailer. So that means at least they had some storyboarding and some stuff going on. That's fine. But just now, they're calling all hands on deck. After what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda and keeping the team split and the product that came out of that, to me, I find it shocking that they are now just saying, hey, we should really have everybody work on Anthem because after what happened last time, we might want to get this done. So I'm scared for that fact. So now, were they really taking it serious as they probably should have? The second thing I'm nervous about is, now is this going to be a rush job to get it out in early 2019 because now it's all hands on deck? So they're just going to get out whatever they can get out because we know how EA treats these smaller studios that they have under their thumb that, hey, if Anthem doesn't deliver, hypothetically, I don't want this could be the end of BioWare. So, Tyler, your thoughts?
Sure. Well, the nice thing about, I don't mean to go to a completely sideways analogy, but Nintendo has a lot of money. So when they have to delay projects and do stuff like that, they can do it indefinitely, and you don't have to worry about, it being rushed or whatnot. They can take their time. A game like, made by BioWare, they've been on the ropes every single time, and it's a project that's been due. So, once the stockholders and, the publishers sees that, time's up, we need to get this out and get a grade on it, they're going to probably have to rush it. They don't have much choice. And honestly, I don't know what the secret sauce that they're putting on other projects was, but hopefully whatever they can do to hurry it up is going to hopefully work for them. But we also saw what happened whenever when we used it on a certain, Mass Effect game.
All right, Donnie.
I thought your reaction to that news was actually very different than mine. I reacted like, oh man, they looked at one project that failed and they were like, let's not do that. So now they're like, all hands on deck. Let's make sure this one's better. I was like, that's good. Good for you. I'm not expecting this thing out in early 2019, which is what I said in our Discord.
I'm not either. Yep.
Yeah, everybody was like, oh, it's just a slight delay. That thing is coming out in fall of 2019 at the earliest.
And it's still going to be broken. And it's still going to be broken.
I disagree with that. I think this game isn't coming out until it's ready. I think they realize the hype that game got from its initial unveiling. I think they know they're onto something. I think they know they have people that want it. That thing is going to be ready. After all that they've been through, yep, they're going to make sure that one's ready to go.
Calling it. Not going to be. I think it's going to be a flop, dude. I wish it wasn't, but
we'll see.
Bet of honor.
Coach, your thoughts?
I also went the opposite way of you, Kev, and I took this as good news. Like, I remember there being a time when Uncharted 4 was getting ready for release, and they had all hands on deck, stop other projects and work on their stuff. And that's one of those studios that we all swear by. I feel the same way here with BioWare, that they were like, remember, this is the team that made a great Dragon Age game, the one that came out for the Xbox at release. That game was phenomenal. And this is also the team that made Andromeda, who after 2 patches became a much better video game. Now the story still wasn't good, but it was a better game. Like the bugs and the glitches were less. So what I'm seeing is I see a team going, hey, we might be able to, maybe we see the promised land. Maybe we see where we're headed. We've taken and learned from what Destiny 2 messed up. We're involving this, and this in this beautiful world. Now we need all of you to make sure that we are dotting our I's and crossing our T's and making sure that this is everything we expect it to be. So everybody get over here and let's get to work. I take it as a positive. It's the same thing on draft night for the NFL. Scouts do their jobs year round. But when it comes to the week before the draft, 2 weeks before the draft, everybody gets into one room and they start pulling resources and rewatching tape and arguing people. That's a big time of year. And sometimes those drafts work out really well and some of them don't. But that's all I'm trying to say is I see the positive in this. I don't see a negative.
No, that's fine. And I think your points are all valid. Like I am too. So let me correct myself there. I am glad they're calling all hands on deck. My concern is why wasn't all hands on deck sooner? So you've already been developing this thing for, probably about a year when you figure when they announced it. So why now are you like, oh man, we need all hands on deck? Like to me, I would have liked that announcement earlier. That's just me. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, they're probably doing higher, productivity. You'd like to think so, especially with that announcement. But who's to say that they're also not going to be cutting corners left and right at the same time?
I'd like to also chime in, Tyler. I'm not saying the game is going to be a smashing success or the Destiny killer or anything people want it to be. I'm just saying it's not going to release. I don't think it's going to release broken. I think they're going to delay and delay and delay until this bad boy is right before it comes out. I think they've learned their lesson on that part. I think they're going to overreact. They're going to turn the wheel the opposite approach. They're going to take that Nintendo approach. This thing better be ready to go before we let people play it.
I hope that's true. My only concern, though, is that this is going to be a multiplayer online thing. So 9 times out of 10, anything with an online multiplayer component comes out somewhat broken.
Well, the server load and whatnot. I'm meaning, you know what I mean. I'm meaning the gameplay. Okay. We're going to have like weird GIFs, people like running weird and legs broken and all that and faces falling off. Like it's going to work.
Okay. All right. So the other news story I wanted to have, not anything too huge, but I find this interesting because I'm kind of hooked on news in this one. So Death Stranding. Norman Reedus did an interview. So out of all places for a photography podcast. So Norman Reedus is a real life accomplished photographer, which was the reason he was on the podcast. But they took the opportunity to ask him some questions about Death Stranding, considering we don't really know much of anything. His exact words, the concept is so mind-blowing because it's not like kill everybody and win the game. It's a connection thing. It's like the opposite, Reedus explained. It's so ahead of its time. There are elements of social media in it. And the idea is that so many games and so many parts of millennial culture are being alone in a room and you lose physical contact with actual people. So this is after that and reestablishing that physical contact. It's super, super interesting. And one of the things he said, when I met Kojima, I was like, oh, so they'll play as me? And they're like, no, they are you. So as we're doing this motion capture stuff, they want me to be Norman. They're all standing, and if I scratch my head a certain way, they go, oh, do that, and they capture it. By the end of the day, you're kind of not moving because if he keeps moving, we're going to keep filming it, and it's all great. We can go on forever. I'm down for whatever Kojima wants to do because he's another level genius, that guy. So I guess my only comments I want to say is that this is kind of an interesting perspective. This is the first time we've really heard anything about this kind of connection in this game here. So Kojima did say previously that this game will feature both physical and emotional connections are the core concept of Death Stranding. But this is the first time they kind of brought up the fact that isolation was the cause of whatever happens is, and now it's the reconnecting of people. So those weird trailers and Norman Reedus with the baby and all that kind of weird stuff, it almost, I don't want to say makes sense because it still doesn't make sense, but at least kind of I know where they're going, that this is human contact coming back to it. So I just kind of want to see if you guys have any thoughts, or you're just still confused, or you just don't even care. Coach, go with you first.
I love Kojima as a Twitter person. I have no idea what he's doing in any other way. I think I've played a total of 2 hours of a Kojima game.
No one does.
Games.
Played Metal Gear 5.
I know I played 30 minutes. I got to the fire whale and quit. It was like, why is there a whale on fire in the sky as I run away from this building? No, what is going on? And never went back. And so with that, like, I love the way he does interviews. I love the way he talks. I don't think this game is one I'm ever going to play. I think it's going to be, if there's a sweet collector's edition, I'll get the collector's edition, but that game's getting traded in unplayed. So just being 100% honest.
Mo's all for the naked Norman Reedus statue edition. He'll do that when we won't play the game.
I have that sweet Metal Gear 5 arm, but I have no idea why it's important.
All right, Tyler, you like weird stuff like me?
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be like the Fifth Element, the game done right or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I got good high hopes. You know, they're going to throw some stars in there, some heavy hitters. It's going to be very high, value. It's going to be weird as all heck, but everybody kind of expects that with Kojima. I mean, that's his way. That's his trademark, and he etches it every single chance he can into a game, letting you know, hey, this is my style, and you're going to be a part of it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting down and getting a little weird now and then with the video games.
As he says,
wow,
he's wearing a panda suit.
Yeah.
He's wearing a panda suit. So
yeah.
Once again, check out on YouTube if you guys are listening and not watching. You got to see it. Donnie, I'll leave you to tell me that you don't care and move on.
Hashtag Kevin game. I'm kind of here with Mo.
Sure.
I typically, I mean, I've liked the older Metal Gear games more than the newer ones. Outside of that experience, I can't say that I'm a huge Kojima fan when it comes to his game products that he makes. None of the trailers that they've shown for this game have done anything for me to be interested in this game. The further and further it separates itself from what I wanted PT to be. So until I see somebody playing a game and I can understand more, to be honest with you, I kind of gloss over. That's kind of like, all right, I'm waiting for the next announcement or the next thing on stage or whatever they're going to talk about next. So yeah.
But take your time. I don't want another Ground Zero, please.
No.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh.
I think that's happening.
Oh no.
I do. I was thinking that. Yeah, I definitely we're gonna get the Death Stranding like Patient Zero or epilogue or something. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Get you a taste.
All right, so that wraps up the time we got for today, guys. We're running almost a little long here, so we're gonna wrap things up. But before we do, Tyler, is there anything you'd like to plug, sir? Where can people find you other than RuneScape?
Oh, well, like RuneScape, my name on Twitter is 2x Tyler. It's all in words. And if you want to check out some of our work, you can check us out on youtube.com/playsomvideogames, which you should be looking at right now if you're cool. But if not, here's your chance. I'll give it to you. And coming up soon, well, not soon, hopefully sometime in the next couple of weeks, we'll get the go down and do the dirty deeds with Sonic. Done dirt cheap? No? Okay. I said that wrong. Let me try that again. Arcadia Academia is going to be doing Sonic soon. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah,
and hedgehogs are just like otters, but just emo. That's why they got spiky hair. So
yes, and they float on their back in the water.
Yep, and they're like jewelry. So, Coach, anything you want to plug? Where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at Coach Hulk on Xbox and Twitter. And I've been working. I've talked about it on OT. I haven't talked about it a lot over here because it's my first time here in like months, years. I don't know how long it's been. Yes. I'm working on a piece that kind of started from conversations, and I'm pretty deep into it. And I've done a lot of interviews and talked to a lot of doctoral candidates and doctors about getting more information. I also started a review on Celeste just because I really enjoyed what I'd played and was like had some feelings and ideas and just started typing. I don't know if that's going to turn into a review or if it's going to turn into just a, hey, here's how I feel about it. I'm going to throw it up on the website. So keep looking out for that. First person to comment on it, I'll toss you a sweet Overwatch figure because I've got 25 million of them. because I bought those mystery boxes looking for the mystery one. Didn't realize I already had it.
Oh,
Didn't realize I already had it.
oh,
So I've got extras, and I would love to get rid of them. So that's it for me.
All right, Donnie.
We'd love it if you told a friend about our podcast. Let somebody know. Subscribe to the PSVG Podcast Network on anything you've got. Tell friends like Tyler. Be like Tyler. Tell friends. Don't wear panda suits.
Don't eat dog treats.
Don't eat dog treats. Yeah, you can wear panda suits. Panda suits accepted. Dog treats, no.
But they're bacon flavored.
No.
Yes.
Tyler,
right.
Tyler, stop it. Tyler, stop. No.
And you can find Donnie on Twitter at @PlayNintendo, just so you know.
Sure. It's on the video. What?
Yes, it's on the video. So, yes, hit up playsomevideogames.com. Check out all the cool stuff we're doing over there. We're hoping to get back into writing some more articles, more reviews, keeping that stuff going. We've kind of refreshed the site a little bit, or Donnie has, I should say, to kind of condense the audio stuff so you can find the articles and reviews a lot quicker, but you can get that audio content right on the top of the page right when you first log in. So check that out. Join our Discord if you haven't already, because the shenanigans we do on a daily basis is best seen there. You can connect with us all the time. While Coach Mo poops, he will message you, because that's the only time he messages on there.
Yep. I'll see you at between 8 and 8:30 in the morning. And
Central time, though. Central time, just so people don't confuse it. Just make sure you follow the game podcast stuff. I don't know. But if you want to play Overwatch with me, because that's my new thing, hit me up on the PSN network, COTCH1212. The link to the Discord is on playsomevideogames.com. You can jump in there. But more importantly, amongst all of this stuff, guys, the biggest thing you can do for us is to remember to never stop gaming.